Welcome back, Salty Gamers, to week 24, 6 months of this account, since starting it back in October. So let's collect our dailies, our calendars, and have a wee look at what's been going on this week. So CG has announced that it should be around the 27th of April that the new raid comes out, so we might have to shift what we're doing on the account to be able to get that done, be with management of the guild, see how we are, to get the maximum amount of stuff that we can get out of our level. So that's to look forward to in the next couple of weeks. We're going to do a whole mod overhaul on this account at some point. I'm just building up some mods, so I'm not getting slicing mats just now. I'm just building up some more mods to see where we're at. And see if we can improve anyway. Right, so Cantina battles, same old. We're 10 shards off of getting Ibn Hawk to 5 stars. So, well on our way. We've got 800 crystals, so we'll do one Cantina refresh. See if we can get a good pull. And we've got 1 shard. So a grand total of 2 shards today of the energy so far. And here we're buying 5s just to build our clone troopers up passively at the moment. Not really started the Tuscan farm yet, apart from Shaman that appears in the shops now and again, so I'll pick her up there. So Shaman needs sometimes comes in here. I'll pick them up there, and some gear like these med packs, need loads of them. Squad arena, still not really buying anything out of here, apart from gear if the characters are needing it, and it's just saves farming. And also prestige. When we get 600, I'm getting some prestige. That's going to help build up the capital ship when we get it. Fleet arena, just the same. So buying Cody, Rex, and other ships if we need them. I'm only focusing on the one fleet, so we don't spread ourselves too thin. That's why I'm getting these shards just now. So in the long run, Grievous is going to do us better than just getting 4 shards for a ship that comes up elsewhere. So we'll get Grievous. So we've got Grievous, Cody, Rex. We'll just build a name up for a good team to one day build up. Get into the mail. So we lost our last Grand Arena battle, which wasn't surprising to be fair. I'll show you that in a second. Store. So I've not done the web store today yet. I'll do that later on once all the energy is spent, and we'll see what we get there. There's a territory war currently on as well, so we can take a look at that. Perfect. It's a Cody and Rex day today, so we've got 202 and 138. So we could be buying him here, but we're not worrying about that so much. When we get onto the farm, we'll worry about that. We'll just buy some shard shop currency. See what we can get right here. So they're needing this. So we'll get some of these. On to ships then. So good little project to do for doing your dailies. Just circle round from the challenges round towards the we've got the Zeta today around to the fleets. So we'll pick a new Zeta today. Who we're going to pick? Fleet challenges have been done into fleet battles because we know we need these. So into hard one, and then Landos, still farming them away. 6 shards left, so we're getting there. Oh, and we'll just go straight into the refresh, and we get nothing. Still nothing. I'll hit a 50 just because we almost got about 6 stars, and there we go. So there's another ship in at the 6-star mark. So onto the roster then. You'll notice that some new characters at the top are geared up. I'll go into them in a second. So we're going into Django. We're going into Bosk's farm. So we've got Mother Tiles in bonus on, I think it's dark side, yeah, light side, so it's snapping up some of our shards here. Crystal refresh, and we get another 1 shard, so 54 out of 65. So by the next Radis event we should be getting our next tier of that done. Do 1 turn of Rey, and I'll do the rest later on when I get the energy. And we get no ships, perfect. So you just got to watch with the energy refresh, he's not doing too many at one time, and because you've got your energy that builds up during the day, so we could get away with the 25 crystal refresh with the build up of energy, and that just saves. It costs us 25 instead of 75 crystals that way. So as you notice, we've got a Rey at gear 12. So look at the team. So this team's well on its way. Mine's R2, ignore him. So we've got BB-8 well on his way. Here we just need some Carbantes and some more of these gold eyeballs, and I think these. So we need 62 more gold eyeballs, and then he'll be gear 12. So it's not that far off. Pushing on to look at our pilots. So Karth is well on his way to 7 stars, no time at all. So once he gets enough shards for 7 stars, I'll 7-star him, and that will get him just feeding the shard shop. Bosk we took up last week, so he's still currently gear 9. And then we've got Lando I brought up this week to gear 10, level 85, all 7s. I've brought L3 up, I'm working on the mods now, gear 9, all 7s. That's for the ship, so she'll get farmed soon. And then we've got Karth, just mod placeholders because the ship's not brought up much, all 7s, gear 10. So that's the pilots, and then the next one that we're going to do is T3, just waiting on some credits because I don't want to dip under the 10 million mark. And it costs, let's see, 4 million. 4.5 million just to get him to gear 8. So we're not really using his ship because of the reinforcements that we're lacking. So I'm not in a rush to gear him up because we're not really utilising his ship as much as the others. Because Lando was already at 7 stars, so it was more logical to put them up and use Lando's ship. Onto the Tuscans, we're got 137 more shards of Tuscan Shaman, not satisfying RR, Tuscan Raider or Tuscan Chieftain yet, and Warrior's not farmable, so we'll get them, and then we'll start. These will be almost geared by the time we start doing these, in terms of gear. I'm going to sort of prioritise gear very soon for them, due to this new raid coming out. So within the next week or two they'll at least have a bit of gear on them, and hopefully be close to level 85. So Cantina Farms, we're sort of prioritising these. We've been picking out Kylo Ren where we can from the guild activity store, just so then we can passively farm them for potentially going for Supreme Leader Kylo after Rey. And then these three farms we've already discussed. Dash Rendar, and Kyle Katarn and Darth Talon will all get farmed sort of after these three, to sort of go for Starkiller, because we'll have a sitting Star Mana Jade, then it'll be a case of relicking them up. So the plan with that is, if we're waiting on the Radis coming up, then we'll shift the relics or some gear to bring them up to gear 12 in preparation for either Starkiller then Rey, or Rey then Starkiller, just depending on how the priority works with the gear, because they do take a lot of Chirotechs, and I don't want to waste the Chirotechs that I need, which we don't need a lot, to get the journey guide stuff done. Hard node still all the same, sort of need to move on to the resistance heroes, just to get them finished, but they shouldn't take too long once the ships are done. There's a big event happening on May the 4th that should really speed up our progress, so I'll be hoarding energy and crystals for that. We've already done one already, so you can guess what that is. So we don't have any energy at all. So we're on 30 million. Every time it's got to 16 million, I've done a character. So we've done it twice. So technically we would have had 25 mil right now, but there's no point. We can't take it with us, so I spent it to gear up where we can. So all the side projects are still sort of the same. We're building this one up passively because this is a good raid team. Good GAC team, same with the Qui-Gon team, potentially Omicron, and then Jawas just because they're a bit of a pest. Teams to build, let's see if I'm to put any Zetas on any of these. Oh, I also, for the event I was running yesterday, I brought Palpatine and Vader to gear to level 80. So I'll slowly build these teams up to around level 80. We'll have the troopers sitting ready to go soon as well. We'll just get, so we need to be 84 for that. So I'm not really prioritising this team yet, so we could wait on that. So go for that one. Roll with punches. And then that's neither here nor there. Can't do anything with them. Could go Fins Zeta. Might just go Fins and enemy damaged by resistance ally for each explosion. I might go with that because that will just boost that team up, and it will lead on to the Omicron, which we should have Omicron soon, which I'm not sure who I want to put it to. let's have a look at the teams that we've got and see if there's any omicrons. Yeah, that's who I might prioritise. Let's see. So this one. Yeah. So what level does she need to be? 85. Might need to put Zam up to 85 to get her omicron. I think it will do that for the first omicron because she's currently using JC, and it'll help there. And we'll go for that. So where could we take her up to the now? 75. Let's fire that on. So we should get the omicron in the next couple of days. Hopefully by next week. So just up these levels. Not really fast for that one. If we look at credit heist, I can start working to get, so this is the new team for JC, so should really 7-star them, and then we'll have to move these two into get farmed up, or we'll move Django and Mando, or potentially Grief into there. Just so we look, Phoenix is just stuck where they were. Droid team, Dash team, San Staros, Eox, Inquisitors, and then Light. So, looking not too bad. Have a look at the ships. So, we're lacking on the ship credits now, but that's okay. Just fire that to 6 stars. We'll build him up over the next couple of days, and then we'll get these two to 5 stars around the same time. Once they two are 5 stars, we'll definitely get the event. So good progress on that. And then the 6-star one falls after the double drops, so we should maybe get it on the next one. If not, it might be a month between them, depending on the rolls that we get. Poe isn't coming up in the shop very often at all, so we're struggling there. So that's that for ships. Into the journey guide, as I say, we're looking. Next relic might be Chewie. We're closer to Chewie than most. We need some keypads, some boxes, 50 of these, so I mean that's a struggle, and then some of them which aren't too bad, and we have 15 Chirotex off, so got a bit of Chirotex to work on, but everything else is sort of built up to put on them. But Finn is also needing them now. I would rather prioritise Finn out of the two because Finn has a ship, so depending on how things go, I might just go next relic Finn, and then that will be him sorted in terms of for the ship. Ships do not too bad, 46,000 power. It's doing its job. Clear these. So no roster review this time. Nobody reached out on Discord, but I do have to welcome our 3 new subscribers that came into the fold last week, and one of which joined the Discord, so welcome and thank you for your subscription. I hope you enjoy the content and we can provide much more content in the future, not just Swigo but other games. For example, we've got Jedi Survivor coming out on the 28th, so that could be, I might start putting out some content on this. Nothing if I put any other videos on the channel, because the channel is not just a Star Wars channel or a Swigo channel. It won't take away from my current series it's on, which is this. So Finn's Zeta is coming in really good here, because the Explosies got the cooldown of this done, so we can get another mass assist. And then that, stun him, push back turn meter, mass assist. Yeah, that Zeta was definitely a good choice in terms of this team for its function, so happy days. Right, let's have a look at how the fleet's running. So we're still in the top 100. We're at 241 now, 241,000 power that is. I'm thinking this one. So got Lando in as a reinforcement. I'm going to have to bring up Akbar as well. Just look at I'm there. He's looking pretty poorly. I think he's only gear 7 and level 53, so he's struggling. Just basic. Taunt up. So Bosk's slowed now because he has no stars on him. He's like 3 stars. So that's where we're struggling. Just fire the heal on Ahsoka. And heal again. So I don't really like Ahsoka in this fleet lineup. To me it doesn't fit. I think what they should have done is when they released the new ships for the new Resistance ship, they should have put that as the requirement instead of Ahsoka. Because it doesn't really fit. Whereas at least Lando, Bosk and Ebon Hawk aren't really used apart from Bosk. Bosk is just like plug and play in any fleet. But Lando and Ebon Hawk doesn't really have a home without this fleet. So they work, but Ahsoka just sits sort of limbo where she should be used in the Republic fleet. So when I finally get the Radis unlocked, I will move. I should hopefully have the bomber up, and I'll use the bomber, the resistance bomber, in place of this fleet's just wrecking me. In place of the Ahsoka ship, and move her into the Galactic Republic fleet, and I'm just going to quit out of that because there's not a chance I'm winning. So claim that and fire that on, and get 25 crystals, some Carbantes, stun cuffs, and scanners. 100,000 credits as well, and we'll get 100,000 credits from the web store. We've got another 400 shards now of Squad Arena, so we could have a wee look here. I think it was only the first order TIE pilot. I mean, I'm going to wait and just in case later on when it refreshes if X-Wing will, if Poe's ship will turn up. Some more shard shot. So that's that. So back down to 671, we'll have a look at the GAC and then the territory war. So into the arena, phase 1. So we're on round 3. First round, unfortunately for the opponent, he had a low account, so I mean he gave it his best. He had some good characters. Don't get me wrong, he's went heavy into the sort of the separatists and Padme. I think he might be pushing for gas. Jedi Anakin Skywalker first. I think that might be his first play, but not entirely sure. Because he's invested quite well in the ships as well, so that tells me he's going for a gas rush. But just to show you what he managed. So we got he at least played, which is good. We got 876 banners, pretty much just cleared under I think I underside on near enough every battle. And then Bosk, the bounty hunters, even though they're 2 stars, got 2 holds, so on a low to same sort of roster as my own, these are holding. Well established roster will mop the floor with them, but make no doubt. But I think Omicron for Zam will definitely be the play there. And in the front wall, sort of, he managed to get through Kylo with one battle, and then same here, one battle for the Phoenix. So moving forward for GAC terms, I ideally would put in first order TIE pilot and with his Omicron in here. That's the potential next Omicron, just to get an early defensive sort of teams down so we could focus on attacking our opponents where we're marched well, and then that will be the 2 Omicrons there, and then a couple of territory war Omicrons as well. So I'll probably do 1 GAC, 1 territory war, and switch them about that way, because it's not like they come in a lot of the time. So this battle we had Pally, which had a ridiculous Jedi Revan team. We played the battle, couldn't get through them. It was tough. And then we had Night Sisters to go on the theme with today. So we almost smashed through them. We were dropping them, but they just kept coming back. So that was that. I'll show you his full roster because it was a loss. So he's 3.3 million GP. He's got not a lot of relics. Looks like he's actually going to start going for Supreme Leader Kylo because of the ships that he's done. Yep, so he's got all the these 3 are needed, all 7 stars. And he's got the finalizer unlocked, so he's just waiting on that 5th star, and then that's it, him good to go. So yeah, Darth Malak 7 stars, clones. So we're pretty much guaranteed that we were going to lose. So I just played the battles just to see how we would do. He's got the negotiator as well, so it is what it is. Opponent for tomorrow then. We've got skill 273 at 1.4 million GP. Reasonable GP level, 300,000 more than me. And now let's have a look at these rosters. So we've got Bad Batch, not really. Well, yeah, he's got the 4 7-star hunter. So no Zeta though. Bounty hunters, lacking a bit on these bounty hunters. Clone troopers. So he's got the 501st, 5 of them, yeah. So he's probably got a 501st team running. I think he had Ewoks, nope. First Order. So he's going to probably have a First Order defence, but no Zeta, so should be okay if it's on defence. Republic. So he's got Shaq T. Genosians. Good, no Geos. Like to see it when I'm up against it because it means I don't need to worry. It's not really got. It looks like it might be a hyperdrive bundle because it's not got Imperial troopers and they're all sitting sort of where you would get them. No Jawas. Old Republic. Just Bastard. Yeah, definitely a hyperdrive bundle. Phoenix, so he's got gear 12. Ezra, probably, but the rest aren't even geared up, so it looks like that's just because they're from the hyperdrive. He's got a 5-star Han, so depending on what he puts on defence will determine how well I win. So if I win, I think he'll take his clones on to attack. So we'll have Jedi. Let's have a wee look at the event rewards. So I'm currently sitting between 2 and 4. So I'm sitting 3rd. So win or loss doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because I'm sitting in a point where if I lose against him I potentially go into 5th. That'll be a bit rubbish because I'll miss out on 250 crystals. But so ideally I want to win, of course. But I'm sitting at least in the 2 to 4 bracket. Possibly if Holix also loses, poor Turk doesn't have any wins, flop. So it all depends who the rest are fighting, but I might end up being in the top 4. If I'm in the top 4, that's all I could ask for. When you've got the big accounts, what's the little Enric? Probably a big account. Yep, Relic 7. 2.2 million account. So top 2 are 3 million and 2 million. So no wonder we're struggling to beat them. And then there's myself, Rolex General. Let's see what he's like, or they're like. 4.8 million GP. The biggest account so far. Lots of Zetas and stuff, but no real relics or GLs. That's probably why they're getting beat, because they don't have the relics compared to the top 2, or he's just not playing. 1.2 mil a relic Kylo. That's Bahrain. And then Flop, who's got a relic 5 Kylo. The Omicron on Finn. 1.5. So we are sitting. What was Baron? So we're sitting. Where's our GP? Second lowest in the out of all the rosters on the GAC pool. We're sitting at the second lowest. So from that point of view, we're doing not too bad. if we're the same skill rating as high ones, but at the same time these high guilds, high rosters might not be playing. So on to the territory war. So shout out to our opponent, thank you for at least attempting to fight our ridiculous wall that once again Dusty and 2190 has put up. They managed to do 2 battles and win, and we've got 1 fleet to clear. Absolutely smashed through their defences. They had higher GP than us for their guild, and they've got no GLs, but we got 3, so that's what sort of got us a win. Let's see what battles they've won. So they took out Dr. Dusty's Lando team, and then they took out Dr. Dusty's Night Sisters. So Dr. Dusty's been playing since near enough the start, hence why if anybody's watching and seeing that he's got his initiate, I think it's his initiate up to gear 12, that used to be the thing before it all changed, I believe. So that's why he's got that. So we just got 1 fleet done, and then later on, if it's not done, I'll clear it in an auto account hopefully. But well done to Acid Dark Bull for turning up and giving it your best. There'll be a whole different ball game if we didn't set up a strong defence from Dusty and 2190. So we're still sitting between the 30 and 40 million mark. Now we're getting Zetas, which is great. We're now at 50 million in the guild. So this is a shout out to all guild members. Please, please, please sign up. Fire your 2 teams in the back wall. Doesn't matter if they're rubbish at this stage, because we're fortunate to have 2190 and Dusty. Let us get that, push up this GP and for the rewards. Let's get into the 50 mil bracket. If we get full participation out of everybody that's there, and then as the ones that are lower get up to 65, they could join, and then we'll be sitting at getting gold gear every time we do a territory war, so long as we get 600 banners. The amount of resources that you get just from getting this box alone that will help your account is ridiculous. If you think this runs 3 times a month, 6 times a month, that's a lot of Zetas, and it's a lot of relic gear that we could potentially be getting as a guild, which will just start pushing us towards GOTB very soon. We're at halfway point for GOTB. That's Geonosian Territory Battle for those that aren't too familiar. So if we look here, we've got the territory battles. We're currently sitting at Hoth, which will start in 2 days time, so please get on it when it's on. Full deployments everywhere, so we could get as much banners, as much stars as we can, and get maximum rewards there as well. So we've only got 27 out of a potential 35 or 36 people that signed up. So let's do it. Let's get on it. So Geonosis light side is 100 million now. I'm not sure if dark side is 50 million. It might be 80 million. So we're getting close, if not already there, to start doing it. And if we could get that one, then we start get 2 currency, which gets us your big ships, your Grievous and your Negotiator. So we could really do with pushing that, and we get a lot more get ones, so you could get your Hermit Yoda, your Malik, your Wampa, your Gas bought a lot quicker that way, and a lot of relic material that we can. So it's only positive stuff. Now this doesn't mean that only comes to me as a guild leader or just the hard hitters or anything like that. the more you put in, the more, no, I don't mean money either, the more you commit and just do what you can into this stuff, the more rewards you'll get, and it will just help build your account. And then as your account builds, it will just be a snowball effect where you start getting more and more. You could commit more and more, and you could do more and more in like the territory war, territory battles, raids going forward. So on raids, come the 27th, if it's a go for the new raid to drop, what will happen is the heroic pit, so all these tier 6 and below will disappear. It will only be heroic pit. Same with triumvirate, and same with tank takedown, and challenge pit will go away. So they'll all be reduced down to one raid battle each, and then the crate dragon will go, and depending on how that works, we'll either just run that, or we'll need to run the other ones to build up, and then eventually get that, because there's a personal track as well. On that note, it will also change how these other raids are run. So right now it's a leaderboard. So the top players in the team get the best rewards. So we're going here. If you get in the top, if you're first, you get a gold box, you get almost 1 million credits, some gear, almost 2,000 get a guild activity, etc, etc. So that will go away, and what will happen is it will be a group effort, and it will be a personal track and then a guild track, and depending on how well the guild does. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, if it depends on how many debuffs, how quick, all these different settings are. If your guild's more efficient at clearing it, then you might get better rewards, etc. We don't know that yet. But basically, instead of competing against the rest of your guild mates, we'll compete against the raid itself as a guild. So there'll be no more of Dusty done 153 million damage, he's the best, even though he is really with his account, him in 2190, and then Tommy Tulips. They're like the 3 highest hitting accounts that we've got for raids at the current standard. It will mean that as a guild collectively, we now earn this on this raid, similar to getting different rewards in territory war and territory battle, because the guild pulls together. So that's what's happening there. And then we'll get a load of Gucci stuff from the web store on May the 4th weekend for Star Wars Day. May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th. We'll get a lot more gear and shards and credits and Zetas, lots of nice gear packages in the start of May, all for free if you're in the web store, and other stuff in game. So that's what's to look forward to, as well as a double drop coming on that weekend, which will help massively for us for ships. So if you're out there planning this for your double drop event, if you weren't aware of it, you are now. What to do, my advice is hoard crystals a couple of weeks before it, a week or two before it. Hoard energy where possible. Do your bare minimum for a few days for your whatever you're grinding for each of the nodes. Just enough to get your dailies. Get your dailies done, and then build up all that energy, because you can have loads of energy sitting. You getting your bonus energy throughout the day, you just don't get it ticking up after it's spent. And then save that for that weekend. And then I would recommend mod battles. Cantina will do. You should, unless you're doing ships, which is for us is the priority. Relic mats, because everything's double. So get all your signal data. Don't worry about character shards. Character shards, if you're late game, character shards aren't your problem. If you're early game, ships. Ships is your priority. Early meaning pre-level 85 or pre-relics. Ships. Mod battles. Not these rubbish ones down here. Anything in 9 for your slicing mats. Build your surplus of these relic mats ready for, not relic mats, mod mats ready for slicing your mods. Fleet nodes and hard node farms for normal and ship energy. As much of them, prioritise ships. So any ships you want that you need to get for a journey guide, ships like Houndstooth, ideal time to start farming Houndstooth if you're not already. Anakin's Starfighter, TIE Defender if you missed the Galactic Chase and you need it bumped up, or if you just need the final few shards, get on in the Fleet Arena and Fleet node and smash that out. Same with any other ships that you're working, so then that's the second priority. So it's mod, slicing mats, relic mats, ships, and then characters. If you don't have any of the first three, that's when you fire on for characters, because characters come a lot easier than the ships and the relic stuff. And everybody needs them, but the shards for the characters will come in due course. That's my advice for you, and that's a wrap for today's video. Just a look forward to next week then, what the plan is for the next week on the account. Possibly finish off this. We'll still be farming off up Bosk to get him to 30, to start him up, try and push him as close to 7 stars as we can as we go, as well as bring up these to gear 12 where possible, BB8 to gear 12 if it becomes available, and then start work on the Tuscans, and then also just same old every week, ships. Got to get these ships up to 7 stars, and then we could take a breather and look at the rest of the account and see what we're doing and what we're up against and what we want to do with it. So that's the plan for next week. Hopefully we will achieve it or be close to achieving it. Ideally these need to be gear 12, a couple of them are gear 10. It's Carbantes that are stopping, Carbantes and Comlinks, and I think it's Eyeballs which go to BB8 and Carbantes. So if BB8 gets all his eyeballs, then Karth get his eyeballs, so to go to gear 11. And then a lot of mod rework, I'll go over a bit more in next week. As well, if you're unsure about modding, I'll go through filters and work my filters. I'll build a horde of mods to do so, and see if that might help some of you out there that's struggling with the good old modding system. And if I could work my OBS right, I'll fire up swigo.gg and show you where to have a wee look at the recommended mods and where to place. So that's the plan for the look forward. Have a good one, stay salty, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Catch you later.